This episode of Inside Golf Podcast is brought to you by Inside Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Boston Capital Tour Steve on the Hold the Green podcast.
All right, we are live. Tap in, birdie.
All right, Carson Young is here.
I bet Ludwig at 28.
Let's go. I bet
You
him
did
at,
too?
I bet him at 25.
Low sevens. I think there's some guys in here we like.
Harris English at 7,300.
I love Brian Harmon at 3.5% this week.
What's up, guys? It's producer Cam here. ISN is now partnered with Shorty's Golf. Shorty's Golf is designed to provide kids with the perfect introduction to the game of golf by offering high-quality clubs and equipment specifically tailored to their need. They offer custom sizes for various age groups, ensuring that the kids have clubs that are tailored to their height and strength. They feature fun, vibrant colors and lightweight stand bags that are easily adjustable. Each set features real stainless steel clubs, high-quality materials, and sturdy construction, making them long-lasting while providing a real golf experience. So go check them out, golfshorties.com. Use ISN15 at checkout for $15 off your purchase.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Memorial Best Bet Show with the Hold the Green podcast with your boy Capper and Twitterless Steve. Steve, what's up, stranger? How are you, man?
Welcome back from the penalty box.
That's right. I like that, by the way. That was funny.
Did you get a tongue lashing from the coach, when you're week-long suspension before you came back?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say for yourself to address the audience before we get going about, how contrite you are about everything you said? No, nothing. So you didn't learn. You didn't learn anything then.
No, I didn't learn nothing. No.
Okay.
I'm hot-headed.
All right.
Hot-headed.
All right. Well, welcome back. Appreciate you being here. Missed you on the last couple of shows. We had a nice little Colonial Best Bets show, and always it's a different vibe when I'm riding solo for the Sunday preview.
You do good on those solo shows, though.
I mean, I can just talk about golf course. Yeah,
it's tough talking to a microphone with nobody on the other side.
Yeah, I've done that plenty of times. I think
I know.
I'm trying to think what the record is for me. I think I went 2 hours on the Oak Hill hole by hole.
Probably. Yeah,
where I think I spent 10 minutes on every single hole at Oak Hill. I went through in painstakingly detail what exactly changed. And then at the end, I said Brooks Koepka is the perfect golfer for this place. And then I didn't bet him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Sometimes AI has glitches occasionally. But no, glad you're here. Before we get into kind of, the memorial talk too. So I teased on Sunday, we're going to do like a new segment, like kind of like our three takes, like three takeaways from the tournament, just professional golf in general. There's actually a lot of news that's happened in the last couple of days. So I'll just let you pick one topic. So what's like one take you have right now about golf? It could be about anything. It could be about Colonial, anything about players, or just in general, just some of the news that's broken lately. What's on your mind?
I mean, the big news is what just broke today, right? The FedEx changing, thank God. I mean, it's not perfect, right? Like they didn't necessarily fix it, but at least no staggered start. Like that's at least good. I do think it's funny. It is going to be funny this year when, I don't know, some slapdick wins it, right? And it goes out and plays a great 72 holes, like Ben Griffin, right? Or somebody like that. That's going to make me laugh. I mean, look, there's no perfect answer for it. The staggered start was never it. It was fucking terrible watch. It was not exciting. They couldn't make me care about it if they tried. Match play is how I would like it. I get it's bad for TV. There's got to be some sort of hybrid for it. But I mean, at least they're making some sort of change. It's not the best change, but at least it tells me that they at least hear some of it, because nobody liked the stagger start. Not a single human being. Like, I mean, I have hours of tape of you talking about how shitty it is and the shadow board bets and all that. Like hours of tape. It was. I could sit back and just go every FedEx Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I like going to Negative Town sometimes, and now I can't really go to Negative Town all that much because they at least got rid of that stupid staggered start. I actually have to go back and probably have Cam edit one of the comments I had about Eastlake for what event it is. I called it the Net Club Championship. in the description there, because that's exactly what it was. You're giving guys
Yeah.
strokes, and then they just went from there. But look, it just seems like with
It's
the
a half
Tour
measure.
Championship, they get closer to the answer, and then they just veer off the bridge at that point. I'm very happy that they're just resetting to 0 with everybody, and they just play out the tournament. I'm glad the Tour Championship actually matters again. Like the actual tournament of it, not just this whatever their cup they're playing for.
Right. Yeah.
The fact though that, and people are making comment in the Discord about this, that it basically makes the FedEx St. Jude and the BMW kind of irrelevant. Like, why would Rory or Scottie like show up to either both of them?
I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of that aspect of it.
Because they're basically guaranteed at least a trip to Eastlake. I mean, we've seen what was the year where Mark Leishman literally finished DFL by like 10 strokes every single playoff event and still made it. And then they're going to reset to 0, so there's no penalty.
Yeah.
So they're kind of shooting themselves in their foot by there,
especially based on how much Rory's playing lately.
Well, that's maybe another thing to have a take on. But all right, so no match. So they're not going to do match play. I understand why. It's not just for TV. These players just don't want to play match play. It
could make it better though. Do you know what I mean? Like they could make it where whatever you could do some hybrid thing where you play stroke play, then you go into matches, or you can call your opponent. Like, you know what I mean? Like the highest ranked golfer gets to pick his, and then I mean, there's got to be, I don't know, there's got to be something, because match play in itself is a better form of golf, right? Just for like excitement, at least for the viewer, at least for me. Like I love fucking match play. I get way more into it because it's stroke by stroke. It means something. I'm not watching some asshole at 10:30 in the morning, 8 strokes off the lead just because I'm sweating a bet, right? Like the match means something, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'm like, it's not my job to figure out what the answer is. I know this ain't it, but the stagger start was even worse. So baby steps, I guess.
How about I have an idea, a half-baked idea. If we're not going to do match play, which is gone, how about just shootout, where start with 32 guys, lowest 12 guys after first round get cut.
Yeah, perfect.
Then you reset, you play it out again. The lowest 8 guys get cut.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And then they just play it out, like the final 12 battle it out, and whoever wins that wins the Tour Championship, the FedEx Cup. I think that would be better. That would be more compelling, because at least like there's like a cut in the tournament, like every single day. You know, there's eliminations at that point. It kind of feels like, there's drama late in the day with some guys fighting to get in. You could have playoffs at that point for positions. So
I like it.
That's better than just, I think, this format.
30 man, this is a 30 man no cut, like just no stagger start. That's all it is. It's like okay.
All right. So my take though, we haven't done much Ryder Cup, like in-depth Ryder Cup talk. No, we haven't. And watching Colonial, and I threw this joke out in the Discord. I took a screenshot of the top 5 golfers
disgusting
in the FedEx Cup that were playing Colonial, and they're all American. And I looked at it, and it just gave me a glimpse of the future of because the U.S. team, especially the back end, is just extremely uninspiring right now. Seeing pictures with the American flag of Maverick McNeely and JJ Spawn and Andrew Novak. And look, these guys are playing really good golf right now.
Yeah.
But there is a big difference between good golf at Colonial or Harbor Town or TPC Slapdick and just throwing these guys cold into the Ryder Cup with a USA team that does not have very good infrastructure, not very good culture. I don't think Keegan's going to be able to fix it. I think these guys, and I was listening to No Laying Up podcast, and they kind of hammered out where the Europeans with Rory and Rahm, they just check their egos at the door that week and say, this is Luke Donald's team. I'm a member of Europe. And with the US team, you do not have that. You just like, I want to play 4 matches. I want to play with this guy, that guy. And I just feel like you throw those types of guys in there, like a Novak or JJ Spawn, they're not going to have any support system and they're going to fail.
No.
So I really worry that the USA team is going to be awful coming in. I worry about the golf course setup because if you're Keegan and you try and set up Bethpage Black to be a typical Bethpage Black with narrow fairways, thick rough, make it a driving contest, well, the Europeans are going to kill the US because the Europeans have a lot more tools at their disposal for better drivers and length than the US does. And no offense to the good people of Long Island, I spent a lot of time there in college and post-college. I feel like you're going to insert yourself into the tournament with stupid things you say. I remember what happened at the 2019 PGA where you were screaming spaghetti and meatballs immediately after Frankie Molinari hit a shot, or shrimp on the Barbie after Jason Day hit a shot. And I just cringed that you're just me screaming Belgian waffle at Thomas Dietrich for 18 holes. And honestly, I think just the thing about Bethpage Black, everybody's going to be congregated around 17, like across the street. I don't think it's going to be very easy for fans to get up the hill towards the back end of the hole. So I think, maybe just like the energy of some of the early matches might suffer. I'm not really looking forward to a Bethpage Ryder Cup, to be honest, based on how I think the golf course is going to get set up. I think it's going to be low rough, easy pins, try and make it a putting contest. I think the fans are going to suck, and I think this US team kind of sucks too. So that's my take.
All right. Ole.
I know. Oh, well, because you are all on board with Europe, so you're happy that I'm going to negative town on that.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's just, we've been over it, right? Like, my type of golfers and their personalities are all over on that team. There are a handful of American golfers I can stomach, and Keegan isn't even playing. He's the captain. He's like the main one I can like. And if I really drill down on it, which I don't want to do, I probably wouldn't like him that much either.
Mm-hmm. Should Keegan play, in your opinion?
I don't know. Let's see how he does for the next couple of majors. I mean, he's playing well. I mean, I'd rather see him than Daniel Berger. What is it? What am I missing on Berger? We can get to that when we go over the
offboard. I had to take about Berger, I think, last week.
I just don't understand what I'm missing. I don't see it.
We'll talk about him. I was, again, referencing the No Laying Up podcast. They made a good point about Keegan that now that the US guys are getting paid, it's kind of an awkward situation for Keegan to have to call somebody and say, I'm picking myself and not picking you when these guys are getting paid now. So
how much are they getting paid though? Isn't it like nothing?
I think it's like $300,000.
Yeah. I mean,
not nothing.
It's not nothing, but I mean, these guys, for the most part, right? Unless we're taking some young cats, like, I don't know.
I mean, $300,000 to like Andrew Novak. It's probably something. Ben Griffin, JJ Spawn, lesser known.
None of those guys. None of those guys should be on the Ryder Cup team. None of those.
They probably
should be on the Ryder Cup team.
No. So no. Honestly, I think if you're US, you need like Finau, like to start playing better. I think you need Brooks to start playing better.
Dude, man, I don't even know what Brooks should show me to want me to have him on the team.
He's got to show something at Oakmont. He's got to show signs of life at Oakmont.
Yeah.
That's really, he's got to do it there. So, all right. Now let's move on to the Memorial. So you listened to me drone on for about 50 minutes about missed fairway penalties and course fits and how I love this tournament because the predictive skill set model matches what matters in tournament.
Yep.
So you can go back and listen to that. But Capper, you have had a couple days to digest. You've been digesting my show and Andy's show. What are you looking for this week with your betting card and just overall with this tournament?
Yeah, I think you nailed it, right? Like distance doesn't really matter. You got to be accurate off the box, and you got to be trending with approach here, man. Like you have to be. And then if you're trending with approach, you got to be good around the green. You have to be good around the green on these types of around the greens, right? Like for whatever reason, Hovland does good here, right? Where he just gets to smack it and flop it out. Like if for whatever, like when I think of around the green, I don't think of Hovland. He's won here and he top 20 last year, and he wasn't really. What was his form coming in last year?
I mean, he was kind of
it was meh, right?
At this point.
Yeah, it was meh.
Yeah, so, it was.
So looking at course history too, it seems like it's a sticky course. I mean, guys who play well here just seem to play well here. That's why Scottie's absolutely fucking terrifying this week, right? He just is. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a bet on my card that I was like, oh, that's easy, super easy. Like, which means maybe for the good of everybody else, it won't hit. But
well, hopefully it's not a bet I'm on.
So I mean, look, it's everything you said, right? Like fucking I don't know. You have to be trending with your irons here, I feel like, because it's such an approach course. And the way you talked about around the greens made me put a little more weight into that. And then, but like we can talk about the guys when we talk about it, but some of these guys don't fit what I'm thinking, but for whatever reason they play well here.
Yeah, I mean it's like I talked about on Sunday, just the stuff that it's valued as far as a player skill sets is usually rewarded in tournament, and I like seeing those tournaments like that. I think the only thing that is throwing me a little bit through a loop this week is the weather's not gonna be great this week. It's gonna be colder, it's gonna be rainy and wet, and that's different than the last couple of years. Last couple of years here has been pretty warm and humid, and well, not humid, it's been warm and really firm. Like the fairways are really firm. So that'll be a little bit different this week. These greens do have sub air, and I would expect like Saturday's got some wind, like a lot of wind actually. Yeah. So maybe by Sunday these things get a little firmed up again, but there's been a lot of rain coming into this tournament. And yes, sub air can do so much, but you need sun and wind to really bake these things out. And I don't know if we're going to get that. So
they were firm. They were firmed up anyway, right? I mean, when was the renovation? 3 years ago, 4 years ago? It was still kind of hard.
Oh, it's like 5 years ago at this point.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah. As soon as Rom
pre-COVID
finished, they took a bulldozer to the greens.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought it was
2021 was the first one with the new Murphy Village, and then that was the worst day of your life because of Rom. You withdrew.
It's so bad.
And then a month later turned to your best day of your life.
That's right.
There you go. All right. But with the weather though, kind of, and I've been straying away from this. Like I ignore the weather and I go to these guys that look really good on paper and they don't know how to play golf. They know how to play TrackMan golf. So a lot of guys I picked this week, they have track records of pretty good in bad weather. And just like I said, like I know they're rock solid with their iron play. I know they're rock solid for the most part around the green. They've been driving it pretty good. So kind of just sticking with that and trying to ignore the ones that put up really good stats in like more dome conditions.
Yeah.
But when you actually put them in situations where you have to actually golf the ball instead of just play golf, or guys that just play golf instead of, like pretend. Yeah. I shied away from that this week. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
All right.
I didn't know the weather was going to be that bad, which is fine because the guys I picked, I fit that category. So that makes me happy. Yeah.
It's going to be like 15 mile per hour winds on like Thursday. It's going to rain all day on Friday. And then it's going to be like 25 mile per hour winds on like all day Saturday. So, and then Sunday kind of calms down a little bit, but the temperatures aren't going to be more than like 64 degrees. So it's going to play a lot longer. So maybe like try and shift a little more focus towards guys who do pretty well with longer irons. Because I think it's going to play a lot longer, especially with the softer fairways too. Which is going to drive down the green regulation rate, which is just going to boost the importance of being good around the green. So it kind of just reinforced a lot of things I'm looking for this week. And with softer fairways, it'll be easier to hold the fairways, and you'll still have a bigness fairway penalty for guys who miss it. So I think it's just going to promote those guys because, these are fairways that they are accessible. It's just, you got to execute and hit a good shot. And sloppiness gets penalized a lot here. So
as it should.
Yep. As it should. All right. You want to bring on Cam for the tip chart game?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Hi, what Cam. How many we got?
Where we going? All right. How many guys are on the list this week?
One sec.
Okay. Crack producer.
We got 8.
8, like usual. Okay, so if you are just tuning in for the first time, there is the Golf Tips Checker Twitter account. He's actually a member of Discord, by the way. He chimes in every now and then. I think he said something to the effect of, if Matthew Fitzpatrick was the most tip golfer this week, he would unsubscribe from life or something to that effect.
Oh boy.
So we'll see about that, but he compiles from all the picks on Twitter. Who are the most popular picks, and then Capper and I try and guess who they are. We get 3 strikes and then we're out. So Capper is much better at this game than I am because he actually is on Twitter and sees who people are picking. I'm not. so I'm just left to my own devices. So Capper,
Right.
as the usual champion of this game, you get to go first.
Yes. I will take Matthew Fitzpatrick based on the statement from fucking odds checker.
Number one.
Oh my
fit.
God.
Is he really?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Andy Golf to checker. Nice knowing you, buddy. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right.
I actually liked
will-
liked him this week too.
All right. I will go with the guy that just seems like everyone picks every single year. Colin Morikawa.
Colin Morikawa is not on here.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah. Very.
Okay.
all right. We'll go.
Strike one
We'll
then.
go Fleetwood because nobody ever learns their lessons.
Tommy's not on here either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that piques your interest then.
No, it does not.
Okay.
Listen, look, Tom, I'm on record saying that he's never going to win.
Yeah.
But if he was to win, he's definitely going to win when no one expects him to win, or no one's betting him.
That is true. That is true. All right. How about Siwoo Kim?
Siwoo Kim is on here. He's number 4.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right,
we got
that's-
1 and 4.
Yep. All right.
All right. What about Berger?
Daniel Berger is not on here.
Interesting.
Oh shit! So I got 2
Got
strikes.
burned
Yeah.
last year
We're kind of zagging this
or
week.
last week.
So-
Okay. I've seen this name a lot in Discord. You know what? No, I'm not going to pick because I picked this guy, and I'm hoping he's on the list. How about Denny McCarthy?
Denny McCarthy is not on here.
Wow, we're doing bad.
Yeah, we suck at this right now.
That was my Boston accent.
It's all right. It's not too bad. There's
All
been
right.
worse in movies.
Oh, you have 2 strikes.
So I got 1. That's it. I got 1 left. Shit. We'll go with. I can't believe some of these guys under 50-1. Did they go all long shots this week? I don't know. Fuck it. Let's go Sepp Straka.
Sepp Straka is number 3.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 3, and 4.
How about Shane Lowry?
Not on here.
Ooh. All right, I'm out
All
there.
right. You're out. So I'll just keep
I'm happy
running.
about that.
How about Corey Connors?
Corey Connors is number 7.
Okay. Russ Henley.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Who do we miss?
Number 2, Hovland.
Oh.
Number 5 is one of Steve's guys, Seabez.
To win a tournament?
I said this on Sunday when I was watching everybody drive the green
I
at
know.
Colonial, and here's Seabez hitting it 260 down the middle, having a wedge in, and that's why he finishes. He's a great top 30 bet.
Oh yeah.
No, he's never gonna win.
Number 6
He's like
is
38.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Damn, man.
Yeah, that's the one I thought of earlier.
And
Okay.
number 8, JJ Spawn.
Interesting.
Very.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
I don't like
Cam?
that chart at all.
You don't like that chart at all because it covered a
No.
lot of your guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
But whatever.
All right, well-
it's hit before.
All right. Well, before we get to the odds board, we want to promote becoming an insider on the Inside Sports Network. There's a lot of great perks of being an insider. Obviously, we're a free show. We appreciate your support. But you're really missing out if you're not an insider. Obviously, you're missing out on the Discord. And me personally, I'm not on Twitter. So if you want all my witty takes and my betting card, and anytime I take a stand on the weather and it goes horribly wrong, like it did on Saturday, I post my round scores. It's the first time I've had a pretty bad week with that this year. So, but the
It's
Discord, there's
allowable.
a lot of sharp guys in Discord. We got a bunch of channels as well, but you're also missing out on Andy's ownership. He puts that out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's top of the line, best in the business. Put out you guys' article, Ball Knowers After Dark. There's a lot going on to be an insider. We got you can be an annual subscriber, you could be a monthly subscriber or weekly subscriber. There's 3 options for you, so choose which one fits you best. So Capper, what about you? You got anything to promote?
Yeah, I mean, so Rishi's new tennis channel kicked off for the French Open this week. I don't know anything thing about tennis, so I just blindly tail Rishi, and it's been a good thing for me so far this year. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to know anything about some of these weird niche sports that some of our guys know. Just know that they're sharp and you can follow their picks. And we're running a new promo for him and his new launch of the tennis podcast, and it's going to be Garros Week. You get 25% off weekly or monthly. Garros is Garr. See that? Pronounce them. OS Week. And like I said, it gets you 25% off. Reese's super sharp with golf, but tennis is it's like he's speaking a different language when I'm trying to follow him in there. But yeah, man, it's a good way to learn about some new stuff, and it's been super successful.
Yep. And if you sign up right now, the monthly subscription, you get access to us through the entire U.S. Open. So definitely a great time to subscribe. Also, if you use promo code Inside Golf, we put out our models on the rabbit hole. I love using it. There's a lot of great tools and features in order to really hone down your player pool. Use promo code Inside Golf for 25% off a subscription to the rabbit hole. You can see my rankings, see Andy Lack's rankings, or you can just build your own model based on your own inputs. So go do that today. You won't regret it. It's a great community, a very sharp community, and we're very happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. So on to the Memorial. What are your thoughts on like the milkshake thing here? I think it's kind of stupid.
The milkshake thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really get caught up in a lot of that type of stuff.
I think I didn't have an opinion on it until shockingly they stuffed enough vignettes down my throat about the milkshakes and how awesome they are and how players want to wait for them. I'm like, it's a milkshake. Like, let's calm down.
Yeah. I mean, this week with the weather, it's probably good milkshake weather. It's a little colder.
Why, it's cold?
I would not want a milkshake if it's like one of these memorials are like 90 degrees and like humid.
No, that's when you want a milkshake.
No, because like it's so heavy and thick at that point. Like I don't want that in hot weather.
But it's cold outside. I want hot coffee when it's fucking cold outside.
Okay, you haven't lived here enough. Like when it's colder up here, you want comfort food. Okay, you don't want anything really heavy when it's hot and sticky out.
Whatever. Listen, I'm used to the heat. I guess that shit doesn't bother me at all. I drink IPAs when it's 100 degrees out.
That's true. All right, let's go top of the odds board. So I had this conversation with Cam last week, and his mind was in a pretzel. Now I get to put you in the psychiatrist chair.
Sure.
The without Scottie market this week. Look, we're not going to talk about Scottie Scheffler, the player. Like he's clearly awesome in just everything.
Yep.
He's perfect fit for this golf course.
Yeah.
So the question is, do you want to play without Scottie markets this week? So Capper, I'll throw it to you. Are you going to play without Scottie markets?
Well, I don't have access to it, so no, not personally. But I think depending on the player, right? It's just like it depends on how much of a haircut you're taking, right? Like if you're going from 16 to 14 and eliminating Scottie, take the 10% and just eliminate Scottie, right? But if you're going from 30 to 20, don't do that. You know what I mean? So if it's a small haircut, I mean, if you can eliminate the scariest player in the field, why not? Like seriously, I mean, if it's a small haircut, because I saw somebody got Morikawa, I think, for like 14 versus 16 and was eliminating Morikawa. I'd fucking take those 2 points all day to get rid of Scottie. But I feel like there's only a handful of players on the board where that makes sense. But if it's one of your guys and it makes mathematical sense, then yeah, go ahead. Fuck it. Yes. Okay.
So I went on my soapbox last week and said that you should just pick a lane that either you just always are in this situation, do the without markets, or you don't, and you just stick to it. And look, you have accused me on this show of not being trustworthy with some takes, especially with Patrick Cantlay in my career, and flip-flopping back and forth. And a funny thing happened this week where I was putting together my betting card. And I would just look at the field. I'm like, I don't really like many guys this week. And I kind of looked with you. I was like, why don't I look at the without Scottie market? And I noticed that I was not taking much of a haircut too. And I was still getting the guys I wanted on my card without him. And I'll just say this. Scottie's going to win this week. He's winning this week with the weather conditions, with how he's playing. He's going to win. He's going to win 2 in a row here. And I don't want to deal with that this week. So I did 2 things I never do. First, I did without Scottie markets this week. And then I bet Scottie top 5 minus 135. Usually I've been getting like a minus 150 on that price.
That's that bet I literally said. That's the same one you say. I hope not on that bet, but I got it at minus 140. Believe it or not, Hard Rock didn't completely crush me. Minus 140.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. We can both bitch about that getting dead heat, although you don't get dead heat with that.
No.
I do on this one. Because it was
no, I get dead heated at Hard Rock.
Oh, you do? Okay, fine.
Fuck
We can both
yeah,
bitch. We can both bitch about that on Sunday, or when he finishes like T8 with like a double bogey on 18. Oh. But no, I this tournament, I'm very concerned about Scottie because the fact he's putting well, like hit every range with his irons is just so good.
So good.
And he showed last week too at Colonial that no matter how far back he is, he's going to be around by Sunday.
And if the place plays like it always plays, right? Where you're not shooting at a pin, you're shooting at an area. Who's better at hitting a fucking area or a square, right? When he doesn't have to take on the pin. Like he has like a little landing area and he just putt it from there. He's terrifying here. Terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Because this place rewards boring golf.
Yeah, it does. And that is Scottie Scheffler to a T.
Yep. There you go. Hit the fairway, hit the green, get up and down. Yeah. Move on. Yeah. So
I got to figure out what to do with fucking one and done this week. I don't have Scottie.
I mean, I'm the wrong guy to ask. I'm literally starting to take players that like I can kind of see make sense, but basically don't take anyone's on my betting card because I'm so awful at one and done this year. So seriously, anybody who looks at my one and done pick, just fade the hell out of it this week.
That's fair. That's fair. You are bad at that. I feel like we flip flop.
I'm
like 1 year I'm bad, 1 year you're bad. I feel like that we flip flop.
Yeah, I was good. 2 years ago, I think I cashed in the Mayo Cup. Last year, I think I was on the fringe, and then this year, just awful. Yep. So, all right, that's
I'm like 120th. I need to figure out who to play out of these bums. Like,
all right, well, that's a Scottie talk.
Yeah.
So let's go down a tier. Let's go to the ones that people are betting without Scottie markets. You got Xander, well, like 16-1, Colin like 14-1, JT, Patrick Cantlay, Ludwig, Tommy Fleetwood, Corey Connors, Victor Hovland. Those are the guys like around 30-1 or less. So did you bet any of these guys in this range this week?
I did.
You did? Okay. Who'd you bet?
I did. One guy. I bet Victor.
You did. So you're not happy he's 2 in the tip chart then?
I'm not. But listen, at the same point, like, look, the tip chart, I feel like it is what it is, especially on a 7-man field, on a big boy event. Everybody has the same thought for the most part. Like, somebody under 40-1 is going to win. But I mean, I just look at it. I mean, the course history is sticky. He's trending with he's fine with his approach. I mean, he hasn't, I'm not going to say it, but look, he's trending right with the approach. Around the green, shaky like always. I mean, whatever. Like he's Vic and he putts the best on bent and great course history here. 30-1. I think he's got win equity. Like, I don't like the fact that he doesn't say he has any self-confidence, but he won a tournament where he said he didn't know where the ball was going. So I think here he's fine. And I trust him with the greens here. Like we've talked about, right? We just get to hack it out versus like tight lies around the green. Like I think that benefits him.
Okay. So Victor was the last man off of me betting him on my betting card this week.
Yep.
I mean, I see it. Like the iron play's been great. He's been driving it better lately. It seems like he's starting to get a little better control over that. Putter's been really good. Putts well here, putts well on bent. The around the green game, look, it's terrible on paper, but he has fixed it here. He's been pretty good on, greens with some thick lies around it. What eliminated him this week was honestly when the weather's not great.
Yeah.
I can't think of many good Victor performances because he can get pretty sloppy and things go the wrong way with him. And I worry about that this week because he just he still is prone to just some really stupid
meltdowns.
Golf
and absolutely.
Meltdowns. And if I'm just betting outright, that's probably going to be a factor.
I get it. I think if I had known it was going to be look, I still can't get the image out of my head of him wearing the mittens down here at fucking Sawgrass. I was like, it's like 55 degrees. Aren't you from fucking Norway? Like, what is happening? Why are we wearing giant mittens? And that's always stuck with me. But like I said, I'll take the upside play at a 30-1 at look, in reality, I'm with you. I think Scottie wins this week. So I'm just going to take some guys who I have. Give me the ceiling. Give me some pedigree, and let's see if we can catch Scottie slipping.
Okay. Now there's also markets without Xander, Colin, and JT too. That I actually bet with one guy, but I'll get to him in a little bit. I'm actually not really all that scared of these guys at the top of the board. Xander just is still kind of sloppy to me. Like I saw a lot of him out of Quail, and given how, like, if Xander was, and I think people are betting Xander this week. If Xander was really close to a win, you would have saw more at Quail because he has been so good at that golf course. Yeah. And he put himself out really early with some dumb decisions, dumb shots. Like, yeah, it was like a T28 finish, but he kind of had to rally for it. He's gaining a lot off the tee, but it's all distance. It's not really by hitting fairways. So last year, like, he was driving it really good, but it was kind of a combination of length and accuracy. He was driving it like that good. Iron play still kind of hit or miss. I don't think he's ready for the win. He could show well this week, but I don't think he's quite there yet for the win. So Colin as well, like, I was expecting to probably bet Colin this week. Colin just hasn't been all that good.
The irons, man, the irons, they're not trending in the right direction. And I like, what is it, 2 weeks in a row for him? And that's like crazy for Colin, right?
Yeah, he hasn't been good around the green either. The off tee is kind of like Colin for a while was driving it really good, where even though he's not getting a lot of distance, like hitting a lot of fairways, and like that's kind of suffering a little bit the last couple tournaments. Colin isn't bulletproof here. So he came in with similar kind of scuffling form in 2022. I think he missed the cut.
Yeah.
So there's
it's going to be bad weather with Colin.
Yeah, I'm back to not trusting him.
House cat.
Yeah, house cat. He's back to house cat territory for me.
Yeah.
So he's out for me. JT, I just think he's too erratic here.
Too erratic. Yep, agreed.
Yeah, so out for me here too. Like, he did well at that Workday charity one at the COVID, but that was a dumbed down. Yeah, it was a dumbed down Murfield Village, and then they grew up the rough and kicked everybody in the nuts the next week.
Yeah.
So I'm not really in on him. I'm not gonna be in on a Cantlay. If he wins this week, it is what it is.
Boy, I'm proud of you, Steve.
I'm so not. I didn't even do the top 10 this week. Right. If it was good weather, I probably would have considered the top 10. But I've seen this movie with Cantlay just like on Saturday or Friday, like it just
melts.
He just puts up that stinky 76, and then it'll lead to like a T12 finish or something. Like maybe on Sunday he makes a charge like he did at the cricket club, but I'm just gonna not do that. And if he wins, I'll be happy for him. Maybe call him looking for a booty call. We'll see. But
hey, baby, remember me?
Yeah. Remember all times I took you back? Some out for him. Ludwig, I made a big spiel at the top of the show. This punishes sloppy golf. He's just playing sloppy.
Yeah. Yep, he's young.
Yeah. At his best, like I think with how good he drives it, I think it'd be a slam dunk, but like the iron play's been sloppy. I don't trust him around the green here. So he's out.
Yep.
So we get to the first loser, I bet. And this is one that's without Scottie, without Xander, Colin, JT, and Morikawa. I'm the idiot that actually took Tommy Fleetwood 22-1 without all those.
But that's fine without all those guys.
Yeah.
That's fine. I won't kill you for that.
Yeah. There is a golf reason to be concerned here because he doesn't hit a lot of fades. He hits a lot of draws. And I'm playing in my mind him trying to hit like a short iron left to right and just leaving it woefully short right. Like he's done it a couple of times the last couple of weeks. Like did it Colonial, I think on 16, just a bad shot.
Yeah.
Hit a really awful shot on Sunday at the cricket club, that really short par 3. Left it like everyone was hitting the green. He left it like
50 yards short.
Yeah, it was not good. But given how great he is around the green, the iron play has been really good. Great from all the ranges, by the way. Like I made a big deal talking about you got to be good from a lot of ranges at Murfield Village. Driving it really good. hit a lot of fairways, has putt really well historically in Murrayfield Village, good bentgrass putter too. And look, he's put himself in the mix and like at least up towards top of the leaderboard, kind of like how Henley did at Bay Hill, and then someone gave him the win. So I also feel like he's one of these guys who, like, when the weather is not perfect, he does know how to play golf.
Yeah, agreed.
So
I don't hate him with the market that you bet him in.
Yeah.
Do I think he's going to win? No, I do not. But I think that is fine. I bet him top 10 at plus 240.
Okay,
so
there you go.
Yeah, so like I like Scottie this week. Scottie, Jesus, look at that fraudulent slip. I like Tommy this week. Yeah, I mean everything you said, like especially if it's gonna be wet, rainy, shitty out, windy, like he doesn't get bothered by that type of shit. I do worry if he's in contention on Sunday, him backing up, but
there you go. So yeah, Tommy 22-1 without. Like,
that's a great
5
number
handicap.
though. What are you sacrificing? 8 points and getting rid of all those guys?
Yeah. So actually, you only sacrificed. I don't think it's at 22 anymore. It's at 20 on FanDuel, but he's 25 without Scottie and then 20 without the 4 other guys.
Yeah, man. Like that's no brainer.
Yeah. Yep. So,
So you're basically getting him 20-1 to top 5.
well, it's going to be a second place finish. It's not going to be those 4 in order.
Right. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just eliminating those guys. And like, look, I think it's probably going to be Scottie wins, just like the Le Golf National at the Olympics. It's probably going to be Scottie wins, Fleetwood second. That's my guess. So,
Okay.
Hi, Cam. How you doing?
Does he
Cam.
know he's on the
Lagging.
screen?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm lagging.
All
Can you
right.
see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you seeing weather this week?
I'm seeing on Windfinder in Dublin, Ohio. It's not going to be all that great temperature wise. There's going to be some wind on Saturday and it's going to rain all day Friday. Now it could change. It's a long ways out, but
I'm only seeing 0.1.
okay. Are you
Your
using
internet
that
sucks.
weather
Go away.
underground thing? Okay.
Yep.
All right,
Dude, your
Cam.
internet sucks. You got to go.
Can't
Your
get off the
internet's terrible.
We'll talk after the show.
Jesus.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
All right.
Let's
So listen,
continue
I
on.
think that's a fine bet. Fine.
Okay. All right. Let's continue on the odds board. Guys from like 30 to 60-1. You're talking about like your Lowrys and Matsuyamas, Finaus, like Fitzpatrick, a tear down, Keegan's. So you bet Hovland already. Did you bet anybody else in this range?
Yeah. So this is mostly where all my bullets are at. So I bet Straka, whatever. He missed the cut at the PGA, but his irons were really trending up until that point. If it's weather, I don't worry about him with that. He likes this course. He's got a top 5 here. I mean, the guy's just playing amazing golf this year. Like he just is. Now, it wouldn't be back-to-back wins, right? Because he could miss the cut at PGA. Do I think he'll win twice in 3 weeks? Maybe. Maybe at fucking 40-1. I'm willing to find out. A guy who is in contention, who I don't think melts on the weekends, right? Like I think I texted you on the Truest. I was like, I wish it wasn't Straka with the lead, right? Because I don't expect him to come back to the pack. I just don't. And he knows how to golf. Yeah, I mean, he lost a half a stroke on approach at PGA, and prior to that, he hadn't lost a stroke since fucking the Genesis. So I like that. He's around the green suspect a little bit, but he's able to negate that, I think, with the fatter rough too. So I liked him at 40-1. You know,
Okay.
give me. I want dogs.
Yeah, didn't make a betting card, but I get it. Like that's a similar profile type of guy I'm looking to bet this week.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I went with a guy he beat at Truist, actually. Another
Okay.
guy. It's a without Scottie market.
Okay.
Shane Lowry 35-1 without Scottie.
Okay. You worried about the rain?
Ken just he's put
not
himself in
Florida
the mix a
rain.
lot. He's put himself in the mix a lot this year with Pebble and Truist, a lot of solid top 10s. Like the profile of a guy who hits his irons great, although they've been a little bit up and down lately. Great around the green, though. Seems like when it gets this type of weather as well, Lowry just plays a lot better.
Yep.
So, and I just think at some point, he's as good as they for as long and good as he's played for the last like year or so, you just fall into a win sometimes. And maybe this is one of those weeks. And I don't know, I mean, like I said, Sky's probably going to win, but without Scottie, I think he can show really well this week. And he's got a pretty good history here. A couple top 20s. I think top 10 a couple of years ago as well. So Lowry without Scottie, market 35-1.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to knock like where you're not losing a ton of points. Like, you're just not like, so I'm fine with those without Scottie markets. Like, I know it's been bantied about a bit, but yeah, I'm fine with that. What do you think? So I bet Hideki.
I did too.
What do you think?
I did too.
Oh, all right, let's go.
All right, perfect.
A guy who can play in bad weather, right? His irons are fine. Good course history here. Mm-hmm. Training in the right. He's around the green. I feel like the numbers are worse than my eyeball test gives me. Does that make sense? Like, eyeball test, I feel like he's gotten a million times better than he used to be.
No, I mean, his last 50 rounds, he's gained a half a stroke in the field.
Okay, so great. Right,
yeah,
so my eyeballs are correct.
So that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, his irons are going to be what makes him win here, right? Like, he's the type of guy with a long iron play who can stick it to the quadrant you need to. He's not always going to make the putt, but he plays smart golf. Obviously likes it here. So yeah, give me Hideki at 30-1. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. So I was on him last week, and I just felt like things are kind of starting to trend the right direction. Like, he was top 5 heading into the final round at Truist, just had a bad Sunday, made a run last Sunday, and then just fell apart at the end. But it seems like I think things are kind of close. And when he's won, it's kind of when things are starting to slowly come back together, and he just wins and peaks at the right moment. A concern of mine for a while has just been how he's been driving. He hasn't been driving all that good this year, but he drove it really good last week. He's starting to find a lot more fairways. The iron play obviously has been really good. So, and it's a win here pre-renovation, but with what I think this golf course asks out of you, a guy like Hideki obviously can fit the bill here. So I got him without Scottie market at 33-1. So a little less.
You have a better number than I do without Scottie. I fucking hate Florida.
Okay. All right.
I fucking hate Florida.
All right. So we're both on Hideki. All right. So you want to talk about Daniel Berger. Why do you want to talk about Daniel Berger?
I just don't get it. So I don't get it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, everybody's like, I heard Berger being talked about on the Ryder Cup team. I think it was on Brian's show. Like,
well, what? Because who else is there?
I mean, I don't care. Berger doesn't deserve the spot. What the fuck has Berger done? Nothing is the answer. The answer is nothing.
Okay. From a statistical standpoint, you're wrong on that.
I don't give up. Fuck about statistics. Give me results. Like, what miscut at the Schwab 30. So you got the third at RBC, second at Waste Management, second at the RSM Classic, like, and a whole bunch of garbage in between. And I know he's coming back from a fucking injury, but I don't give a shit. Like, I don't see it. I don't understand people's obsession with him. I just don't get it. He's not even a likable guy. He's an asshole.
Okay. Well, you know what? He is a Karen with his rules officials. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I will give you that. So of those results, by the way, so he's got a T2 at RSM, a T2 at Phoenix, a T3 at Harbortown. Of those results, the only one he actually was in the mix was the RSM. He lost by what? A touchdown?
A touchdown. Yeah, a touchdown.
At Phoenix. So he was not in it there. Yeah. He backdoored basically a top 3 at Harbortown, but he was never in the mix. Lost by 3 there. Yeah. I may mention this a couple of weeks ago. It's kind of just a lot of empty calories with him. Yeah. A lot of just these not in contention top 20s. I mean, there was, I think, the Cognizant where he just had a bad Sunday. I think he had a bad Sunday at Amex as well. But otherwise, though, just not really mixing a whole lot. It reminds me of actually where Henley was for a while, just accumulating a lot of like good stats, but no ceiling performances. And then he finally got handed a win.
I don't even think he's in Henley's category.
I think he's squarely in the Henley category. Not now, but I think where Henley was maybe like a year or two ago.
All right, fine. I guess. Yeah, maybe. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. You know how I am. I just get a hair across my ass for no reason sometimes, and like just hearing everybody talk about Berger, I'm like, why? I don't get it. He's just another PGA slapdick. Like he really is. He's never done anything.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, from a statistical standpoint, though, I mean, if you're looking for an accurate driver, great iron player, someone's good around the green, good bentgrass putters, putt well at Murfield Village before, yeah, it'd be Berger. But kind of like what I said, it just seems like it's a lot of empty calorie results. So if I'm betting outright, I don't really want that. So if you want to go positional with top 20, top 10, I think that's probably fine. But
I mean,
it wasn't for me this week.
Yeah. So the other guy I bet was Siwoo at 5 points better. Like Siwoo at 45. Better course history here. His irons are better right now, and he actually wins. He hasn't won a little bit, but he's actually got wins on it. Like I don't know. Like I'd much rather bet Siwoo than Daniel Berger. Much rather bet it.
Okay,
it's not particularly close for me.
All right, we have a good history when we both run Siwoo because we both run Siwoo this week.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
yes, 40-1 without Scottie this week with Siwoo. I don't really care what happened last week, Colonial, because for whatever reason, he just isn't all that good there. And he actually had a decent result at T28. Like, it's actually pretty good for him there.
He played fine.
Where he actually, I think, putt pretty well last week too. So the putters started to trend up a little bit with how good of an iron player he is, how much he hits fairways great around the green. It's kind of that blueprint for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 41 without Scottie was my final bet of the card. So the outright card for me was 22-1 Tommy Fleetwood without Scottie, Xander, Colin, and JT. And then without Scottie, 33-1 Hideki, 35-1 Shane Lowry, 40-1 Siwoo Kim. I also backed up the outright on Siwoo for a top 20 plus 135.
Like it. Yeah. So I got Straka, Decky, Vic, and Siwoo.
Okay. All right.
And then my top 5, Scottie with you. I got top 10 Fleetwood, and I backed up Straka and Decky with top 10s. I got some matchups I like too.
Okay.
Go for some matchups.
All right. Yeah, why don't you go over your match? There's a couple other guys I want to talk about, but maybe you'll talk about in the matchup. So why don't you go over some matchups you like?
Okay. All right. So I took Fitz over Burns, right? So Fitz, obviously most tips. I liked him prior. I almost bet him, but then I thought about myself rooting for Fitz on Sunday, and I couldn't live with myself. So I decided to take him over Burns. This is a big boy golf course. Burns does not win on big boy golf courses. Period. End of story. He stinks. This is an iron play game. Burns right now? Oh, thank you. I'll pass. Fitzy's moved up, or not moved up, but like last 2 weeks, trending with the irons. It seems like he's got it there. Obviously, great course history. And it's basically a coin flip at minus 105 on both sides. Give me Fitzy over Burns.
Okay. I took Fitzpatrick top 20 plus 175. I
like it.
The red flag for me is the iron play has been trending up. He's been playing great lately. He's not hitting a lot of fairways though, which is concerning. Like that seems like, especially if everybody's on him. I mean, I know that doesn't really have anything to do with it, but
I know, but
that seems like
I understand.
chalk Fitzpatrick starts missing a bunch of fairways, can't get up and down. He's +5 after Thursday, and then everybody's just motherfucking him. Yep. So, but I thought plus 175, given his course history and how good he's playing lately for a top 20, that's pretty reasonable. So, I took that.
That's a solid bet.
Okay. All right. Whatever matchups are you on?
So, long, hard golf courses. Who's good on those golf courses? The Goober. Give me Goober over the guy who just won last week somehow. He tried to spit the bit last week, but English at plus money over Ben Griffin on a long, hard golf course after his first win. The team thing doesn't count. Yeah, give me English on these type of golf courses all day, every day over a guy who just won last week, who was basically he was a guy who was working for me as a mortgage loan officer 3 years ago. Like some asshole like me was yelling at him to stop giving away deals.
Okay. I don't mind that bet. Fading Ben Griffin after a peak performance. Harris English pretty good in these types of tracks, so I'm good with that. Do you like Tony Finau at all this week?
Man, so I like him for DFS.
Okay.
I looked at his top 20, and you know where I live and how miserable these odds are. And I didn't pull the trigger. I looked at it for a long time. I liked him last week too. I think the game's starting to come together. This is like a perfect course for him. I could be talked it easily.
Okay. I did do the top 20 plus 150. I think he's starting to round in form. His course history is great here.
Yep.
Starting to drive it really good too. So it's like the period where Finau was driving it really good, but he's also hitting a lot of fairway, or not a lot of fairways, but more than average fairways. Like that's for him, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Iron play starting to trend up. I thought top 20 at plus 150 is a pretty good price. So
yeah, I think
jumped
so.
on that.
Mine was like plus 110 for a top 20. I'm like, no thanks, I'll pass.
Okay. Just some other guys too. I wanted to find a good Alex Noren bet. I didn't love the top 20 price, the top 30 price, like plus 100.
You're such a weirdo.
Look, like he's been okay here. His iron play since he came, like he played pretty decently at Truist. Obviously played really good at Quail.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're talking about like
But
guys who
it was all putter, wasn't it? I mean, he was chipping in, he was fucking making 80-foot a putt. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but like if Fitzpatrick can do that recipe here, why can't Alex Noren do that recipe here?
I mean, look, that's fair. I just maybe in my brain, Fitz has a longer track record of ripping my heart out, making 25-foot putts for par, right?
Okay.
Like it's probably just scar tissue for me. You're probably 100% right that they both have the same exact chance.
Okay. After a week after he burned everybody at Colonial, maybe Aaron Rye pops back and after
rainy, cold.
Yeah. Still looks, good iron player, hits a lot of fairways, decent around the green. I mean, that works here. Yep. So, and he just screwed everybody at Colonial.
Yep.
So maybe a bounce back for him.
Back there.
I mean, I think another solid finisher.
What about Colin? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So I actually prefer Novak to Collie. Like I know my model doesn't really suggest that, but Novak's a lot better around the green than Collie. So I kind of like Novak better this week.
But didn't Novak melt at Pebble when it was rainy and windy on the back nine? Was it Pebble? No, it wasn't Pebble. It was where fucking Ludwig.
Oh, it's Valero.
No.
No, yes, it was Valero because he was the only one that went under his round score on that really bad day, and it was windy and bad weather.
That's not what I'm thinking. That's not what I'm thinking of. Though.
Okay.
Tournament.
All right, we'll have to talk offline. But I don't mind Novak for this place. I don't know. I mean, like I'm a betting show. We just got this question about like any long shot DFS ones. Like, look, it's Murrayfield Village. It's a betting show. I'm not really looking like.
Yeah, tune into Ball Nose After Dark or go
board.
listen. Yeah, tune into Ball Nose After Dark. Go listen to Bear Off. Oh, actually, it wasn't even Bear Off. It was Kyle and Andy this Monday. You can find it on the YouTube channel. Go check it out there. They go through all that and they hit some of the lower long shot guys.
Yeah, like Murrayfield Village is not a place where I want to get like really cute with like long shots.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's
the problem. So the reason he's asking is it's so tough to build with Scottie this week. Yeah,
it is, but I'm not the guy for that.
No, exactly. That's why I said go listen to Andy and Bear.
No,
Andy and Kyle, because Bear didn't do it this week.
No. How about two guys down the card here that one guy you don't mind, you hate this guy, but showing up in bad weather, scrappy. Brian Harman?
No.
Okay.
I get
Justin
it.
Rose?
No.
Justin Rose?
Maybe. I didn't really
like his like top 30 price, top 20 price?
What's his course history?
I mean, did he win here like in like 2010? He finished runner up to somebody where he hit a cold shank out of the bunker and almost killed somebody.
Rose has not been good here lately. Let's put it that way.
Okay, he hasn't been good lately here. He was good, but no, not lately. Okay.
Not lately.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harman, I don't know, man. I hate that guy.
He played better. I mean, he tanked on Sunday to blow a top 20 bet for me. He played all right for like 3 rounds and then was awful. So yeah, that's really about it though. Like those are the only two like I would consider like down the board, like for a positional. Like I'm not testing my fate with Grayserman or
he's just isn't Grayserman just a fucking hit it fucking long and putt it guy anyway? His irons are fucking not great.
Yeah, like I'm not maybe like a Lucas Glover.
No,
Possibly.
he fucking no. What,
All
top
right.
40?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's
He's
what
missed
you're
the cut here the
considering
last
here.
2 years, and like he's trying like that putter is fucking horrendous. When you have money on him, or if you have him in DFS, watching that asshole line up a putt is a fucking nightmare.
No, that's the thing. Like that's like what you would consider for like positionals. Like, but
Yeah.
I'm not even doing that. So that's it. I think we sufficiently covered. We're at an hour, so I think we sufficiently covered it.
Yeah, Pepe said Graysham's irons have been good. Oh, they have been. Last 2 weeks they've been good.
Okay.
But I just 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks behind that they haven't been. That's Pepe. I get it, but not for me.
All right, I think that's it.
That's it. And then
Yeah.
next week we're not doing live because no one cares.
We might
Literally,
throw
no one
out,
cares.
we
Listen,
might throw out a couple bets, but I don't think we're
fine.
gonna. I don't think
No,
we're gonna
nobody-
do the course preview.
It's not worth our time, man. Like seriously, it's not worth our time. We know what the downloads are. We're good.
No, and we have a new course for the RBC Canadian Open, so we got to spend a lot of time with that. And look, just to pull back the curtain, like
Isn't the course like in the middle of nowhere?
Yes, it's like 35 miles outside of Toronto. It's actually a pretty piece of property.
I'm sure it is.
But yeah, it's TPC Toronto. We'll go over that. I've charted the golf course out. Still formulating my full take on it. I have there's a giant red flag about it though that we'll talk about. But yeah, to pull back the curtain, we tried making live work. We tried to take it semi-seriously. And I mean, look, like the audience and download numbers spoke for it. Just nobody tuned in.
Nope.
So I think like when there's weeks where, you know, not maybe it's a tournament that like we have a lot of data on, there's not much to contribute for. Maybe we'll pop live back in for like a course preview. But like when we got something where like the US Open's coming up, we have a new course next week, we'll throw out a couple bets, but like we're not going to spend a lot of time on it because it's not happening.
Nobody cares.
No. So, all right, that's it.
All right, brother. That's it. Well, listen, like we said, go become an insider. Feel free to subscribe, rate, and review at wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. That always helps as well. Inside Shorties, Bet Spurts, got codes everywhere. Let's see if we can make some money when Scottie wins this week. Let's go.